Theoretical thrills, the theory of the thrill. Oh
boy! In 3, 2, fun!
Hello and welcome to Theoretical Thrills. I'm your host, Brad.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are joined by Ezra. Ezra, welcome to Theoretical Thrills. How are you doing today?
Good. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. So we have our two questions that we ask every guest before we jump into our pitches. And that is, first off, what is your connection with theme parks?
Okay. My connection with theme parks goes way back. I've been to one in my life. It was 2019. It was Disney World. And I was in the middle of a breakup with my girlfriend, and it happened there.
So very fond memories of theme parks.
Very fond memories of theme parks. I love them.
There were so Ezra, there are so many layers in that story.
Let's just peel them back like an onion.
Wow.
I like that your experience
is
a breakup.
Thanks everyone.
on his first trip to a theme park ever.
Yeah, I mean, when I was really little, I went to a water park called Noah's Ark in Wisconsin, in the Wisconsin Dells, which is like a theme parky town. So I guess that counts too. I've been to that, but the better story is the Disney. Which is it in California? Disney World or Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Okay, Disneyland is the one that I've been to then.
Oh, I was about to say you flew out to Florida
No.
to go to Disney World.
How can we make the happiest place on earth not so happy?
Exactly.
Are these churros going to be our last meal together, or is it going to be the corn dogs?
Or will it be a trip to downtown Disney after the breakup?
Right.
No, it was the soft serve, the special soft serve thing they have there with the Dole Whip.
Dole Whip.
Dole Whip, so good.
Oh,
by the
so
way,
good.
Six Flags Magic Mountain has Dole Whip now, and I don't know what's going on with that, but I went one day and I was like, they have Dole Whip.
I haven't tried it, but I feel it's vastly inferior. I don't know.
It's the same because it's Dole Whip. It's a
It's
company
like,
thing.
well,
It just means the contract that was strictly Disney is not strictly Disney anymore. So of course
that was like my one theme park fact, was that only exists at Disneyland. Now I don't know anything.
Okay. I only get it at Disneyland.
Well, you get the Dole. You get
Flags and didn't get it.
You get the Dole Whip with the actual pineapple juice. You get it with the juice as well. Oh,
Yeah, the Dole Whip float. That's
super good. Super good.
So
stuff.
much sugar.
I think I got like 3 of those the one day I went to Disney. Not the float. I got like 3 Dole Whips, but the float I got once.
You know what's funny? Like as much as I enjoy the Dole Whip, the thing I've gotten the most, like cold drink wise, is the frozen lemonade. Like I always have to get that. Like the frozen raspberry lemonade is always something like I really enjoy.
Great.
sounds good and refreshing, but it doesn't sound like a pineapple Dole Whip.
It
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
That's
And
what I
don't even
want
like
right now.
pineapple, and I love the pineapple.
That's what I want
Dole
right
Whip.
now.
Maybe
All
I'll
right,
just go
so
tomorrow.
so we know your connection with your deep-rooted connection with theme parks. Today's topic chosen is NHL. Why NHL?
The NHL it's my sport. I grew up in Wisconsin, like I said. Maybe ran past, but I did say it. And I grew up like playing on the ponds and playing with my dad when I was like 6. And it's the sport that I was the most connected to growing up, and the only one that I care about now. So we were talking about potential topics and things that I care a lot about and know a lot about, and this was one I threw out there, and I'm glad you picked it because I love talking about it.
Well, I'm glad we picked it too, because unlike the other two in this group, I actually watch hockey. And it's the one sport that my wife actually has gotten more into than myself.
While in stark contrast, Spencer and I are aware that the hockey league exists.
Yeah, the National Hockey League. Correct.
Sorry,
That's
the
what NHL
National
stands
Hockey
for.
League.
It's a lot of fun. I grew up going to hockey games.
It's new, right? It's a new sport. Just popped in recently.
1946. Let's Wikipedia it real quick.
Older than that, in fact.
Let's change it.
I grew up. My dad was in the Air Force, and we'd always get tickets because we were stationed in Maryland. So we'd always get cheap tickets and free tickets to the Capitals games.
That's great.
But now I'm a Lightning guy. Lived in Florida a good half my life, and my wife's from Florida, and Tampa Bay Lightning.
Good time to be a Lightning fan. You got
Oh,
back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
Stanley Cups, what you win for winning the league, guys. If you
I'm gonna applaud.
I know
for
Wayne
this.
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky has a few Stanley Cups.
Have another repeat.
Yeah.
Have another repeat coming up.
See, I'm a Colorado Avalanche fan, so we're a legitimately possible Stanley Cup Finals matchup. Avs versus Lightning.
Okay. All right.
Could happen. The Avs are good. these days.
So with
Avalanches
that
and
said-
Lightning. What a wild natural disaster of a time.
With that said, we rolled our four-sided dice before the show and decided the order of myself, followed by Spencer, and then Chris. Before I do jump on my pitches, I want to point out Steve Stamkos here. For those of you just listening,
Yeah, Steve Stamkos is literally
for Christmas,
here right now.
For Christmas, my some friends of mine got my son this stuffed Steve Stamkos doll, and it's terrifying. It does not look like Steve Stamkos whatsoever. So needless to say, my kid does not want it in his room. He's only 3. He does not want it in his room. So it's instead become almost like a Chucky doll for my wife and myself, where we just see where's the most inconvenient or weirdest place we can stick this thing, so that when you're not expecting it, boom, Steve Stamkos is there. Because that's what you want. That's what you
That is
want.
the best. That is the best use of that. I love.
when you
love
least
that
expect
Sounds like a
it.
trip to Disneyland.
Boom, Steve Stamkos.
There's
Kind of
really
thing that-
nothing better
thing to
than that
happen.
kind of prank. Like in college, my friend's grandma, I guess, painted like this cat, a little painting of a cat, like this, like the size of a an 8x11 piece of paper, just a painting of a cat in a nice frame, and we would always like compete to hide it in people's rooms. That kind of prank, like it never gets old. You find that thing and you're like, oh, somebody got me, and then you gotta hide it in the next guy's room. Oh, it's a good time.
I think my favorite thing about that is if you're all like cohabiting in the same like house or same apartment, is you set it up, you go away, and then like 5-10 minutes later from across the room you just hear screaming.
Yeah, exactly. And that thing made it through like 2 moves because we all like lived in multiple houses, and yeah, it was crazy. So I relate to the Stamkos thing. But I gotta say, for anybody just listening to the show, this Stamkos doll, it's like broad shouldered to the point where it's the length from shoulder to shoulder is longer than the length of its legs, and it is terrifying.
It's like a
Yeah,
it's a thumb from Spy Kids.
Yeah,
that's right.
It is terrifying, you guys.
By the time this airs, I will have seen the Blackhawks play the Lightning. Since I am in Chicago, we bought tickets, so we're gonna be one of the few Lightning fans there, rooting them on. So that's exciting. But my first attraction is called Slapshot.
Okay.
Slapshot is a launch coaster with rotating seats a la X2 from Magic Mountains. What that means is it sits, the seats sort of sit off center off the bar, and they're able to rotate forwards and backwards.
Excuse me while I change the title of one of my rides.
So they are locked.
I don't have that title.
They are locked in place until the launch, because the safety mechanism stuff. But then essentially after the launch, and that once you reach the peak of the hill and stuff, they unclick so that you can then rotate, and it randomly spins based off of the weight of which seat you're in and the weight of the person riding in it. Everybody gets a different experience, sort of. So this is going to be a winter sort of hockey themed roller coaster, in that it's going to Chris actually has a wonderful picture behind him. I want it to give you the feel of being outdoors on the lake, skating. So we're going to have this over what appears to be a sort of frozen lake type deal. We'll have the nice fake sort of trees, so it's going to feel very wintry and very that I want it to be that sort of feeling. So it's because when everybody thinks of hockey, if you're not thinking of the NHL, you're always thinking of all the countless movies that they're playing on the lake, on the ice. and then they fast forward, and that's where you get to the actual hockey. Like, oh, now we're playing in the big leagues type deal.
You got to find a way to manufacture that like crisp, cold air that is over every frozen lake, so that people can like taste it.
Well, if I build this in Chicago or in the up north up here, then once you get that winter wind.
Oh yeah, riding that thing in the winter will be cold, but it will be worth it.
So that's my first ride, Slapshot. My launch roller coaster with a rotating seats.
Are all the seats mounted onto like a hockey puck shaped main cart?
The center portion is going to be black and very hockey puck shaped, sort of themed, and then you have the outer portion, the 2 seats and stuff are going to they'll be sort of black in color like that. But what I envision is with the center portion, we'd have some different logos of the different teams, because every team has their own little hockey puck with the logo in the center and stuff like that. So we take that same sort of idea for each little car, just to sort of theme it up a little bit.
Nice. So when you say it's a launch coaster, does that mean like it's like stationary and then it goes like it goes from the start, and it just like, does it go like around a track or does it go out and back? What's that?
So it's around a track around this lake setup where we're playing this sort of hockey game type.
You like scored goals along the way, you know what I mean? The ambiance of it is like it tells you what the score of the game is.
It's funny you say that because you don't in this ride. However, number 2.
Wait, no, hold on. Now I want to point this out. I think in the first ride, which happened, you know how people have like those water cannons where they can blast people on the river rides? You should just have like hockey pucks and people can just hit like with like sticks, just like stick hockey
people
into
shoot
the
pucks at people
on the ride.
Oh, just a potential lawsuit.
You want people
sign the waiver before you get on the ride.
Good God.
You know how physics work too? So
that's my pitch.
It's really hard to hit somebody.
Yeah, but if you do, it's their speed. It's their speed plus the speed of the puck. That's the force you're feeling.
You're gonna feel that in the morning.
Be dead.
Something that a lot of NHL teams do is when a rookie scores their first goal, they'll like dump the water bottle on them, a water bottle out on them as they're skating past the bench. You could work something like that in there. Well, the water, but yeah, either way.
I just imagine Spencer's version being like a souvenir type experience where it's like, I went to a hockey theme park and all I got was this black eye.
That would make sense. Oh, let me just change my pitch now. So I'll take that off of my
So let me go to pitch number 2. Pitch number 2 is called Take the Ice. This is going to be an indoor ride set in an arena place, a hockey rink. And what we're going to see is we're going to use, I say it's a trackless ride in that you're going to hop into cars like we might see in some of the latest newer versions of dark rides where they're pre-programmed. Each individual car is programmed to go a certain path, a set way, to spin a certain way and stuff like that through this ride. They do it with Ratatouille. They do it with, they have one in Japan. It's got a monkey. I don't remember what it's called.
It's not Mystic Manor, is it?
I think it is Mystic Manor, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So anyways, it's a trackless ride, but we're going to have this set up in a hockey rink style thing. So each car is going to be pre-programmed, and each car is going to represent a player in a hockey game. So you can either hop in and ride in one of the 4-person player vehicles, or if you want to wait a little bit longer, because it's probably going to be a longer line, you could be one of the 2 people to ride in the smaller vehicle, the hockey puck. And what's going to happen? All of the players except for the goalie will be these trackless rides that go around. And so there's going to be a total of starting off probably about 2 to 4 pre-programmed matches that can essentially happen. Each ride's going to last about 4 to 5 minutes. So it's a pre-programmed where every person it's as if a hockey game is going on between these players and this puck. So the puck will bounce around between the players. It's going to spin a lot more as a result, whereas the player cars are not going to spin as much. But the player cars might knock into each other or bounce around. We might see one get hit up into the boards. And so each ride's going to be sort of unique based on which player you are. And the ride ultimately ends with the puck going into one of the goals and scoring. So the reason I say it's going to be 2 to 4 pre-programmed rides, it's going to be randomly selected, is so that you never know which team is going to technically win that matchup. Yes, Chris.
Very cool.
Is it like planned out with the regulation number of players on each side?
Yes.
So you would have goalies?
I said except without goalies.
Sorry, I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, because the goalies aren't going to be as mobile. So
right. I got you. Okay.
So I'm essentially this is as if we've gone into the final minute where they always pull their goalie in the hopes of trying to get that extra goal to finish the game and stuff. So we're going to assume that they've just pulled their goal. Both teams, for some reason, have pulled their goalie. I don't know why you would ever do that.
Both teams, both their goalies got injured. They didn't want to use the emergency backup.
They're both pulled them.
Yeah, all those episodes of hockey I've watched, I know exactly. All those episodes of hockey, jeez, I'm so wow. I have a question.
Yes.
So this is like bumper cars meets like a human pinball machine. Is that like the idea here?
But yeah, I think that would be a great way of sort of describing it. It's a pre-programmed sort of bumper car and it's all based off which one you come from. So essentially our loading bay would be the ramp back to the locker room. So your queue line is through the locker rooms and the sort of backstage area of the arena. You would board in the locker room, and then our ride would start off by them all coming out through this. The doors open up, they come out to the rinks, and then from there does the rest of the program, scores, and then goes back into the locker room, retreats back into the locker room. So it's all a pre-programmed path within each car.
This is cool. I would go to a theme park for this.
So that is my Take the Ice ride. I wanted to give a way to sort of experience a hockey game with none of the danger.
Yeah, that's smart.
Well, without the danger of the hockey puck hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
But you could be the hockey puck and.
But maybe the experience that people want is to actually get hit in the face with a hockey puck. Like that.
Well, then I guess they'll go to your park.
Yeah, I think we know what's coming for Spencer's.
Your adamantness about like physical violence in this theme park is a bit concerning. Are you okay?
Yeah, just wait till my pitches. You'll see.
Spencer's he's an old school hockey man, looking to get back to the old ways.
Gloves up.
Not into the beautiful speed game that they play these days.
No shin guards, no mouth guards, no teeth guards.
We had leather helmets back in the day.
Spencer's the Don Cherry of this podcast. A joke that maybe Brad will get and definitely hockey fans would, but not Spencer.
And definitely not
Chris.
Or Chris.
Don Cherry, the guy who created the cherries. Yeah, I got it.
That's right.
He's the Don of the cherries. Like
you're thinking Don Knotts.
There are too many ostriches.
So my third pitch is not a ride. I figure that every park needs to have some sort of other entertainment or some sort of food option. So I'm providing my third thing is simply called NHL, aka the National Hot Dog League. So it is going to be a hot dog restaurant. The reason I chose hot dogs is twofold. First off, it allows each team to have a unique hot dog with very minimal. I don't need to buy tons and tons of extra ingredients because an LA dog is different from a Chicago dog, which is going to be different from the Seattle Kraken. I'm going to make theirs probably more seafood based or something like that. Don't give me that
They're,
look.
well, they're like the
just don't like
Seattle dog.
seafood.
The Seattle dog exists. I lived in Seattle for a long time.
Oh
it's,
yeah, so
it's cream cheese grilled onion hot dog. It's
well, there we go. So,
it's super good. It sounds weird.
You
Super
should
good.
you should call it
But-
the Seattle Kraken and put.
but I know
sauerkraut
I
with it.
know
There
I
you
know
go,
there
there you
are a
go.
lot of regional hot dogs, and I felt like this was a great way to sort of be able to have the different team named hot dogs based off their region of the US. So it gives us a little variety. The other reason I chose this is because this is going to be a partnership with Johnsonville Sausages. The reason for that is all because of the kids meal. It's all because of the kids meal. See, back in the day, several years ago, there was a player on the Lightning. It was named Tyler Johnson. He's been traded since then. But when he was on the Lightning, he was one of 2 Johnsons on the team. So every newspaper,
Johnson.
no,
That's where the
every
shampoo comes from.
newspaper
I got
referred to
it.
Tyler Johnson as Small Johnson. So
Wait,
The
who was
kids-
Big Johnson?
I don't remember. He got the nickname Small Johnson, and it became my favorite. And so you can buy the kids meal, aka the Small Johnson.
God damn it.
Well, but I
That's
thought my puns
incredible.
were rough.
And it's a small.
I said
It's
rough, and I
just
thought my puns were
a
rough.
smaller, smaller hot dog. Sasha's like hot dog. That
It's a
comes
mini
in.
dog.
But it's gonna be called a Small Johnson.
Throwing out puns all willy-nilly.
So that's my
So wienerific. It's so wienerific.
The NHL, the National Hot Dog League, is my sort of quick service food option.
Well, you could have had Nathan's. You could have called it the Nathan's Hot Dog League.
No, because I needed Small Johnson to be.
I guess Nathan's is more akin to baseball. I guess technically.
I love this National Hot Dog League restaurant. That sounds so fun. All the team dogs. You had me 100% until it got into the Small Johnson pun, which I'm for it. But it definitely was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm only 98% into this idea. But but I'm still into it. It's great.
So those are my 3 pitches: the slap shot, my roller coaster, take the ice, my trackless ride, and NHL, the National Hot Dog League. Here you go.
So
All right.
will you have non-meat options?
Will I have non-meat options?
Yeah,
Like
because
a
like for
vegan
me,
hot dog.
yeah,
Well,
for
yeah,
me
that's
specifically,
easy.
I can't have beef like at all.
Mhm.
You know,
That's easy. Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah,
stated.
problem solved.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
What about? Will you have gluten-free buns? Let's get into
you
the
could get it-
nitty-gritty here.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want
yeah.
to get nitty-gritty, you can get it bunless. I won't.
Let's
Let's
talk.
talk-
Let's talk. Let's talk sides,
The top
Brad.
15 sauces that you're gonna have options
Yeah,
for
yeah.
hot dogs
Name 5.
in alphabetical order, backwards.
No.
Please.
I'm not
Okay,
going
one real question. Since Tampa's your team, what's your Tampa hot dog?
The Tampa hot dog. I think we're gonna have to go. See, Florida doesn't have as much.
No, this is just
it's-
like what you would make for a hot dog for you.
If what I would make is
Yeah.
it's gotta be that
Yeah,
sort
gator
of
dog, dude.
no.
Gotta
So
be a
we're
gator
going
dog.
we're going straight up hot. We're going to hot dog.
You
Okay.
can do Tampa Gray
Um,
Lightning. Make it with Grey
But we're gonna
Poupon.
add some coleslaw
Coleslaw.
on
Okay.
it, and I think some buffalo sauce.
Did you say
Coleslaw
walnut?
and buffalo sauce.
Yeah, so we get a little bit of the creaminess
Okay.
of the coleslaw
That sounds good.
with the
Did you
spice
say
of
walnut?
the buff
Okay. All right.
What?
Okay.
No,
Did
he
you say
said
walnut?
on it.
on it.
Oh, coleslaw. on it. I had coleslaw, walnut, and buffalo, and I was like, "What are you making?"
With some buffalo sauce. So
It could
I
be
mean, that
good.
sounds
I don't know.
great. Actually, it sounds
Yeah,
fine.
coleslaw and buffalo sauce. I'm into walnuts.
I'd try that.
98%.
I don't know if
still
I don't know if I do walnuts on it. Oh my gosh, Spencer, what are your 3 pitches?
Yeah. Before I dive into pitches, I just have a quick question. Ezra, what are your thoughts on the St. Louis Blues?
The St. Louis Blues. They're not like the arch rival of my squad, the Avalanche, but they're definitely a team that we've been at odds with in the last few years because they're pretty good, and at the same time that we're pretty good. So I don't really like them, but I don't hate them.
Got it. So your favorite team. Great. That's all I needed to know. Thank you. Cool. So
That's not what I said.
that was me being sarcastic.
No, I know.
Because I have to explain it because I'm a Capricorn. All right. So then we will just. I had 4 pitches and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to go with. All right. So my first pitch is called the Philadelphia Flyer, and it's a flying coaster. So it's a winged puck vehicle. So the outside is black with wings, as like the little shape, but it's seats with harnesses and restraints. They're orange, like the orange dot inside the logo, just the orange dot.
Nice.
And it leans over like a flying coaster, and the song "Fly Like an Eagle" plays throughout the ride. And that's it. It's a flying coaster to the tune of "Fly Like an Eagle."
So it's loosely Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh, all these pitches are loose.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like there are like Philadelphia specific songs that could have been in there, but I like the concept. Like they are Flyers, so yeah, you would want to fly like an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of the roller coaster. I'm surprised that you're committing of your attractions. You're committing specifically to specific teams.
Oh yeah, no, they're all specifically to specific teams.
It seems like maybe you just kind of went to ESPN.com and looked at the teams section of the NHL page.
You gave me a lot of credit.
Which ones
that
can
I
I
went to
make fun names off
ESPN.com.
of?
Oh, I'm sorry, Wikipedia.com, NHL
I just
list of
Googled
teams.
NHL team logos.
What does it fly over?
Just the park.
Okay.
Literally, just nothing special. It's literally just a coaster
give
called
you an
the
option.
Philadelphia Flyers.
Just said, hey, give us an interesting detail, and you said, no, I don't want to.
Literally just flies over everybody.
It's essentially Knott's Berry Farm Silver Bullet, where there's no theming.
You ever been to an
It's actually
amusement
like
park?
Tatsu.
Amusement park, not a theme park, an amusement park where they don't theme anything. It's all about the coaster.
Well, I mean, like the guards and all like the pole thingies are black and orange. You got a black and orange theme, and a little bit of the white.
You've just
winged.
painted it black and orange.
Yeah.
But then you guys just fly like an eagle.
So during Halloween, we could just call this the Halloween Flyer.
Sure, why not? 2
And
for the
then
price of one.
Christmas, you got green and red for the Christmas flyer.
Well, no, because it's black. It's already painted black and orange. Why would we repaint it?
Oh, sorry.
For Christmas, to get in the spirit.
Exactly.
Hello, it doesn't-
Easy. It's just a wrap. You wrap.
You can turn around a couple of hours.
Yeah.
All right. What is pitch number 2?
So pitch number 2 is Seattle Kraken, an underwater escape. And this is kind of like the Cat in the Hat ride in Orlando, but themed to underwater. So guests hop aboard a ship-shaped vehicle and travel underwater via fog projections, Pepper's Ghost, etc. So, it's like you're traveling, but like the fog is kind of like, so you can't see below you, so it feels like you're kind of underwater in the depths, and beyond, where they travel through and see underwater life. Throughout the ride, they hit rugged terrain, whirlpools, and the whirlpools, similar to the Cat in the Hat, it'll be like a tilt-a-whirl, so it'll actually spin around. You'll get spun around, and then you'll go back. And the vehicle spins ever so slightly like a tilt-a-whirl. Eventually, guests come face-to-face with a giant animatronic Kraken that spins them out of control, so it just kind of spins a little bit extra before spinning them back to shore, where they disembark. So it's a nice little dark ride with a tilt-a-whirl and a underwater theme.
That's commitment to take a team that just formed and give them a whole ride.
Look,
first
you
off,
think I did
secondly-
that much?
Secondly, I'm noticing a trend that all of your rides, not hockey based, name based. You just saw the
What?
name.
I
and went,
mean,
I can make a ride based off of a flyer. Yeah. Ooh, Kraken. Ah, man, I could do a ride based off of that.
Flyer,
Water.
sky, Kraken, water. I got it.
Now to
and
find a
just
land
wait.
one.
I didn't even think about the fact that I've got water and sky, and then I've got mountains next.
I had a feeling Avalanche might have something to do with snowfall.
I mean, it feels like you've just made the Finding Nemo ride.
No, not the submarine voyage. This is completely different.
It's an underwater escape.
Yeah, it's
It's a slow moving underwater escape, except it spins occasionally.
It's like the Ariel's Undersea Adventure kind of ride, but it's dark and the fog, so you can only see like what's at your eye level. So you can't see like the track below you or like the seats that you're in because of the fog and the projections. If you've ever been to like a haunted house, like I went to, I really love this. I went to Knott's and they had this ride called the attraction called the Deep or the Depths. I did it like 6 times. I loved it. When you're walking through, it's like you're waiting. Yeah, so that's the idea.
I understand fog on the track, but you said specifically fog covering your seat.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like there's
3 feet of fog.
The thing is that it's like you're waiting in the water. So whatever that height would be, I think the fog logistic is a questionable. Like we don't need to discuss how the fog.
No, we do need to discuss it because you're pitching it.
Yeah, like what?
But why is that the holdup? Is fog? It's fog, and it's
just one of the holdups. That's just the first of many holdups.
Like for the fog, for
oh my gosh,
it's like is like you
the
can't
cat in the hat with fog in it.
You can't really control the level of the fog, though.
Sure, right. Sure, you just pump fog through it, and then it's like but it's also because like there's like like they have like laser like projections, so it's all that kind of keeps it. The light kind of, even though the fog is like dissipating, the light still gives it a reflection, so it just still feels like you're underwater, and the vehicle moves as if you're like floating underwater.
I will say, like, I'm worried about people thinking that they're in the movie The Fog and getting really scared.
Oh, well, then we'll just make it mist, and they can just be in the mist.
I mean,
instead.
with as thick as this fog is, I would be scared.
It's not like okay. Let me rephrase
fog,
this
or
fog.
Is this place on fire?
Okay. The idea is that there's enough fog to make you feel like you're wading in the water, and when you look down, it's not like you just see track and you see how far like you're like sitting on. You're like
for your entire ride.
Yeah, you're underwater.
There is
the whole
enough
ride.
fog to cover the entire ride and be deep enough to feel like you are wading through it where it's up to your seat.
Look, honestly,
Sure,
if you just have this ride located in the Northwest, you're halfway there. It's already foggy.
Yeah, I think so.
At this point, you might as well just make it a submarine and actually put them in the water.
Look, we can adjust the fog. That's not the most important part of this pitch.
But but the logistics of the fog itself. Again, if you pump fog into a closed location, it'll fill up the entire thing. Lasers will not be projected. You'll see the entire pathway.
Take that back. On the fog, it will get hazier up top. You can keep it thicker on the bottom, but that means you're definitely running a dry ice fog or something that's is going to be much colder, or so that it doesn't rise.
Not to mention the
heavy. It's got to be heavier.
So is it cold or hot underwater in the deep? It's cold.
It's usually cold. Yeah.
So that means that if it was cold fog, it would actually make more themed sense.
But
that's true. That's true. He's got you there, Brad.
What? Because he said
I
temperature?
rest my case.
That's not how that works.
He talked about being cold. I get it now. I get it.
That still doesn't account for the amount that he would be having to pump.
Cold ice. So
right.
This is very relevant to
my
hockey.
Gosh.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
dry ice, Spencer.
And ice turns into water when it melts, and this is all about being in the water. So it's very
true.
related to hockey.
That's true.
No. And continuing on with this ride. So it's the for the Seattle Krakens, you loosely have this idea of there's a Kraken at some point that causes it to spin around.
Correct. It's like the climax of the ride.
What's the name of this ride again?
It's called Seattle Kraken, an underwater escape. So the name of it is in there, so clearly it's related to hockey. The title of the team.
That's like saying SeaWorld's the Kraken is related to hockey now.
But no, they're not called Seattle Kraken.
It's called the Kraken.
Mine's called Seattle Kraken.
C in it. C.
That's like creating a safari ride and then theming it the Jacksonville Jaguars safari ride because there's a Jaguar in the safari ride. So it's, it's a football-based ride.
I just
Well, maybe the Seattle Kraken, maybe the Kraken can just like throw pucks at people. Like it's like whatever.
There it is.
That's number 2.
Now I'm sold. Now I'm back in.
at least it'd be hockey themed at that point.
I think it's very clearly
You're creating a
hockey-themed.
park. You're creating a park. You could be a hockey fan and show up to this park and would not have a clue that it was at all supposed to be hockey.
Or you could go, wow, what a creative way to like turn hockey into rides that would attract many different people, including those who don't know anything about hockey.
Like you have to be a
What,
fan
you mean
of
like I
hockey
did?
and masochism. Is what you have to
I created a roller coaster themed after hockey. Created a
Correct, called
trackless ride
Slapshot.
themed after hockey.
Slapshot's very specific to hockey.
It is, but here's the thing.
So if you don't
is
know anything about
anybody
hockey,
would
why would
ride
you
it.
go, I want to go on the Slapshot hockey ride?
Because it sounds like a fun roller coaster where you spin around and
I mean, does
everything
Seattle
like that.
Kraken not sound fun? I think it sounds like a
No,
pretty
it
wild
doesn't.
time.
It does not
I
sound
guess
fun. I'm
sounds-
gonna be honest.
It sounds a little bit
sounds
like
pretty fun.
sitting in a chair and then like seeing a big sea monster and being spun around, which
But also
could be
it
fun.
spins like
Which
a
could be
tilt-a-whirl.
fun.
I mean, if you think about Cat in the Hat and Haunted Houses, they're both quite enjoyable. So, I mean, this would be a very fun mashup of the two.
And I will say, you got
Like
the
old school
essence.
haunted house kind of feel,
I think you got the essence of the Seattle Kraken right by like having a lot of promise and under delivering. You nailed it.
Thank you. That was my goal for all of these pitches, is to just like really sell it.
Perfect.
What is your third pitch, Spencer?
My third pitch is called Avalanche. It is a dark ride simulator hybrid, sort of kind of like Tower of Terror, but also has a screen. So guests board their very own ski lifts. So you're sitting in a ski lift with the harness hanging, where they travel through the mountains. So you've got little projections, screens of mountains as you're traveling through, kind of like how you do at the beginning of Tower of Terror, when you're going through whatever that world is. Before the ride vehicle comes to a stop, the lights go out. So you hear the sound of an avalanche, and then a giant screen projector appears, kind of like how the window is in Tower of Terror. You see that, and it's as the avalanche is coming towards you, it drops you down, and then you return into the station. But you're obviously in the mountains in Colorado.
Spencer, well, just a moment here. I'm looking at my notes here, our paper.
Mhm.
Our topic this week was NHL.
And I
you just created a
chose
ride
three,
called Avalanche. It's just
based on
called
Colorado Avalanche.
No, you just called it Avalanche
Correct. I sure did.
and loosely threw
But-
Colorado at the end. This sounds like a ride that's going to be built next to Mount Everest. This does not sound. This does not sound
here's-
like a
Here's the
ride
thing. Here's
for
the
a
thing.
hockey theme park.
Let me tell you something, Brad. All right, here's my thing. So your rides, I clearly can tell that your rides are, oh, this is a hockey ride about hockey. I get that. Mine are more of a thinker. So if you're really clever, because I think people are clever, especially hockey fans, they're very clever. So they're going to be like, oh, I get what they're trying to do with this.
Spencer, quick question about Avalanche. At what point in the ride does the bodily harm come into play?
Oh, so really the avalanche, when it breaks, that's when the hockey pucks spew out at people as they drop.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
The hockey
Thank
pucks
you.
spew out of people? Is that what you said?
out of the avalanche. Just
Oh,
out of the
okay.
screen. Just
Okay.
Spencer,
this is not part of it. Just to clarify. I have
Right,
no pucks getting anyone in any of my rides.
Right,
because
no, you
they're
wouldn't
clearly
have
not
any-
themed to hockey, so obviously there's no pucks.
Spencer, you would be the guy that designs. They come to you and say, "We want a Harry Potter land." Harry Potter, that takes place in the '90s. You know what? I'm gonna do a lot of '90s themed things here. All right, in the England era, no magic, no wizarding school, but it's a thinker. It's a thinker because it technically all exists in that universe.
Yeah, or like your Harry Potter ride would be called Hogwarts, and it's about like a toad that is trying to resolve its wart issue. Because you're like, I saw
Here's the
Hogwarts.
Here's the thing. If you're already in the park, you're gonna know that they're all hockey related. It's not
No,
like
yours
its
are
own
just three rides that
ride.
just happen to be near each other. We've not created a land whatsoever.
They're in the hockey land, the land of the NHL.
You wouldn't have to call it Hockey Land whatsoever. It would just be this is our
Hockey Town. I'm gonna
welcome
call
to
it Hockey
Spencer's
Town.
Park. Here's 3 random rides that I created.
I know. That was the point. I wanted to make it very obvious that these were related to hockey without throwing in hockey pucks, except for when they hit people in the face as they're going on the ride.
I do.
Nothing
If I
else.
remember correctly, with the Philadelphia Flyer, you did describe it as a flying puck with wings, but yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
I did. That's true. I did.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
that one had a
specific to
puck in
hockey.
it. That one had a puck in it.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the only hockey themed one.
Well, the one is
And
named
then
Seattle
as
Kraken.
as we
So
progressed, you just got further and further away from hockey.
I know that we only
But I
have
think, like-
time for 3 pitches each, but after hearing these 3, I do have to know what your Seattle Blues or your St. Louis Blues ride was.
We can get to that at the end of.
We'll get to it at the end?
of.
Okay.
yeah, we'll do it at the end. Once we give out points, I'll bring it. Oh, just
Okay.
you wait.
Okay.
Just say your 3 rides again. Just the titles.
Yeah,
just the
yeah,
titles.
the Philadelphia Flyer, Seattle Kraken, an underwater escape, and Avalanche.
Thank you.
With 8 A's.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, section.
You can even just feel those rides get further and further away from hockey.
I don't know how I can beat Spencer.
And just have at
But
least
I
something
will-
hockey themed.
I will try. Yes,
Be on
I will
topic this
try.
week.
So,
These are very on topic.
my very first pitch is what we in theme parks are various rides, various thrill rides, various like experiences, and I find you also find that in carnivals. So may I introduce you to the Clapper? It's a Gravitron inspired spinning ride. Now you'll be as you enter the Gravitron puck, everything on the outside will be designed to look like a giant net and like a giant hockey stick, just for decoration. As you enter, everyone will take up their positions in the on the slots of each of the Gravitron, and there will be LED screens inside showing you a hockey puck view of a hockey rink, and a player will be coming up to slap shot you into their goal. Now this will be framed all in like
Is this the one that you had to wait? You had to rename this the Clapper.
Yes,
You can't-
because it
you
was
can't-
called slap shot.
You got rid of Slapshot, and you're like, let's call it the Clapper.
Which honestly,
Hey,
I
call
will
it-
say, well done, because that is something that like
Thank
NHL
you.
announcers will call slap shots sometimes.
Thank you.
Uh,
That's why I looked
so
up
good
here
guess.
on-
Yeah,
on
well,
this.
you look.
Oh, you
looked it up,
did? You looked it up?
guessed.
All right.
Look it
okay,
up.
all
Yes, I
right, okay,
did.
all right.
All right, but Graviton, just so those listening, if they're unfamiliar with, it's the ones where you're up against the wall, spinning very fast.
Oh,
Yes,
Correct.
I mean,
sorry.
I knew that.
Thank you, Brett. Sorry. So I should describe that.
It's the first Gravitron on this show, I think.
It is.
So yes, so
And it'll
essentially
probably be the
framing-
last.
The framing will be it is like the last game-winning shot of the match. You'll be seeing the countdown. The announcer will be talking to you about like how just to build up that tension, and then you'll come up. The player will slap shot the puck, and then you'll get the spinning effect for a bit until we hit the net in the LED, and you'll get the score, the excitement, the crowd cheering, and that will be your time to exit the Gravitron.
This screen is playing the entire time,
Yes, it'll.
so they can see them coming. They see them coming. Well, when you get hit, it's quick.
Yeah, no, yeah. When you get hit, as you spin, you'll get the spin, like the motion blur and everything.
Yeah, so you'll go from a standstill, and usually with the Graviton, it slowly accelerates until it gets up to speed.
True. That's very, very true. Yes.
It
Yes.
doesn't just go, yeah, like it doesn't immediately just start spinning at a high speed.
I feel
Because
like you can
that's
get
not
around that
safe.
though. By like if you like in the as if you do like slow motion of the player approaching, you can like kind of build it up with like rising
Yeah,
tension
yeah.
music
So
or
yeah, I
something.
could think you could
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
them spinning.
Rather than
but
like
then-
rather than standstill
then
slap
you're-
shot, it's like as you're
Yeah.
being pushed forward.
But
starts
when
to
it
rotate.
hits, there has to be like a jerk to
Yeah.
higher speed. And I don't
Yeah.
know if that's safe, but
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you're also having
I don't know.
it at the opposite end. You're also having it at the opposite end once you hit the net. Because
Well,
you're not
that's
gonna you don't keep spinning.
Yeah.
You stop.
True. But in cartoons, when people throw baseballs really fast and they catch it, it spins in the glove until it stops. That's
Yeah.
my thought process.
I think you should throw hockey pucks at people during their spinning.
I don't know. As they're spinning, the person controlling the ride in the middle will throw a bunch of pucks in the air just for you.
And just see where they go.
Why is there someone in the middle controlling the ride?
Well, gravitrons, there's somebody in the middle controlling it.
Around
That's the whole thing.
They're the
No,
fulcrum.
there doesn't have to be. Most gravitons, they seal everybody in, and then they seal the outside door, and they run it all from the outside with a camera.
All the gravitrons I've done had the controller on the inside.
Somebody to make sure everybody's against the wall or something.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
going like super
Yeah.
cheap gravitrons.
Yeah, he said carnival. He did say
Yeah.
carnival ride.
I mean, it was based off of a carnival.
See,
man,
theme
but-
park gravitons. I mean, you're dealing with people are actually they're locked into place, and it's no different than as if you were to do like a drop tower or something like that, where the people don't stand right there because that's a safety hazard
Right.
for your actual workers. I know whatever sketchy carnivals you're going to, but typically flying objects or stuff like that, you want to keep your workers in a nice little safe spot. Or if someone vomits, it's okay if it goes on the guest, but your worker needs to keep working.
Right.
And there's
Stop
a
the
lot
ride.
more.
Hold on. I gotta go clean
There's
this
a lot
off real
more
quick. I'll be right
liability
back to
stuff
finish
if
the
you're
ride.
dealing
Hold on.
with your worker there, because it's not getting paid enough to care about that.
He's dressed like a referee. How's that?
I will commend you for at least having a hockey theme thing.
I
Gravitron-
love this
The
concept.
Gravitron is even a great concept. I think the only thing you need to figure out is your
Safety issue.
your
Yeah,
speed.
you're right. That
The-
too, yeah.
Because I think if you corrected it to the slow motion, like it's the puck was already moving, so you have this slow motion sort of spin as the ramp up,
You know, you're right. I think
as it's sliding across the ice, and
yeah.
then it's the whack or
Yeah.
with
It can be a
or if it's
one-timer.
penalty shot.
with the harness. It's easier to do a faster spin too.
It can be a one-timer instead of a standstill slap shot, which is when somebody passes it to set up the shot. So it's like a slow spinning one-timer pass, and then somebody nails it, and it's and then
That's
it
where you get
speeds
that's
up.
where you get the acceleration to it.
And
These
then
are
you
cool
could,
hockey
like-
facts.
You could like slow-mo the end by having it hit like the top shelf and then slowly fall to the ice as people slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, there's ways you could definitely work it. You'd have to make it still fit into your theme that you want, but you would definitely need to.
Right. Okay.
And then
I'll
you
give
can
it
still
to you.
throw the hucks at people that way too.
I think I think this is a great use for a Gravitron ride that makes it exciting and interesting for hockey. I don't know if I would go on it because it'd probably make me sick, but great.
I'm too old for
What's
that.
your next pitch?
My next pitch is I'm again bad with titles. Hat Trick, an on ice trick show. It's a medieval times styled 30-minute show on ice where each section gets a color of their hockey player, and it'll be a competition amongst the hockey players who can do the best tricks, whether it's a precision skating, puck handling, target like precision targeting, and the winner obviously at the end gets the big shiny trophy and like all the fanfare that comes with it. But again, it'll get each section really into it, cheering on their own specific hockey player.
But
So
here's
does
where
that mean-
here's where you're missing
does
that.
that mean
Because I think I think I might know where you're going. You say it, Spencer, and let me see if
I
this
was
is where-
gonna say, so does that mean the hockey sticks are now jousting swords?
that's not where I was gonna go with it. I take it back. I
Times
thought Spencer
style.
was gonna go down the right road. Spencer started down the right road and then veered off.
I went down a road, and I always take my own path. Thank you very
No,
much.
what I was gonna say is you said this is a medieval times style show, and the thing about medieval times, and I think an opportunity you are missing, is the fights. Medieval times
Oh, you're right.
has fights. What does hockey have?
Fights. Yeah, you're right.
You could
You're
easily
right.
throw it in, even if they're scripted fake fights. You can throw it
And
in as part of the actual.
And guess what happens in fights? You can throw pucks at people.
Oh my gosh,
You can't. No.
you can't.
So like it works.
No, you're right about the fights, though. I didn't even think about that.
I will say though that the hockey trick competition on its own is something like all of NHL media is talking about how boring the All-Star game always is and wishing that they would have tricks, like trick competitions in the All-Star game. And yeah, this would be great.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking-
I agree.
I
It
was
would be great.
I was thinking for like, the off season, they could recruit like, professionals to come and be like, hey, we have this person coming in this week, or like a specific day to do tricks, like the feature,
Yeah. That'd be very cool. Like a hardest slap shot competition that your staff always does. But then this week we have Alex Ovechkin coming to do it, and he's going to blast one at like 108 miles an hour and absolutely.
And we're going to put one of our staff members in goal.
yeah, that's right.
It could be
that's
gimmicks
a
of
cool
like
idea.
trying to break world records too.
Kid
Because,
volunteer,
you get
volunteer.
people-
Get down here.
All right, kid, put this can on your head and close your eyes.
Oh God. It's the William Tell apple shot thing all over.
Yeah, no, I like the trick shots and the skill based sort of competition type thing.
And I'm more of a hockey skill guy than a hockey fights guy. So for me, leaving out the fights was totally fine. But I definitely see how it fits. I definitely see how it fits.
Well, I think my reasoning for that you would add the fights is you more comedic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You'd have
do like
you
like
have
the big gloves,
like
your
you have like your guys like that are clearly like they're not very good at these skills or something like that, but their whole purpose is they're the fight. They just want to keep starting fights.
Yeah, there could be the one guy. His whole thing is starting the fight. So he like throws his gloves down, takes a shot every time it gets shut down, and then finally like gets into a fight and then gets knocked out immediately.
That's what I want. I want it to be a comedic joke throughout.
Yeah.
Just
making fun of hockey fighting. I'm all for that.
Just a little add something to it because I think that's the way you'd have to do it anyways to get support from NHL because they wouldn't want you to just straight out calling like, oh yeah, we do the fights and stuff because technically they're not supposed to fight.
Right.
I mean, it is technically against the rules, but it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Spencer, do you have anything else ridiculous you want to say?
No, I just thought there was a missed opportunity of combining two different properties into one, of having ice hockey in medieval times. I think that would be a fun.
Ice jousting is super fun. We definitely did it at hockey practice on a regular basis. It's great.
I love that.
All right, Chris, what is your third pitch?
All right, my third pitch. I apologize in advance. I kind of went off the rails. So what we all love about franchises like the NHL is that they always have, events. They have the season, and then they always try to branch out with like merchandise, like toys sales. So in the lovely tradition, following the footsteps of like NFL Rush Zone cartoon, may I introduce to you the Mighty Ducks animated series Target Practice Adventure. You have Wild Wing Flashblade, the leader and goalie of the Mighty Ducks in this fictional Anaheim, California, is going to be training new human recruits and team members to the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. It'll be a Toy Story Mania style shooting arcade, where as you going through the sections of the target practice, you get a little blaster you hold on to, a little button to fire so that there's no like moving parts, and then you go through like one or two like practice sections, and all of a sudden Lord Draconis attacks the pond. He breaks in with his minions, and so you have to shoot down all the robots as you're making your way through the pond rink down into the hideout of the Mighty Ducks and save the day.
Wait, so are we shooting the robots with pucks? That's all I need.
Yes,
to
you
know.
are. It's a puck blaster. You'll be using the puck
and then
blaster.
they can puck
designed
back
by
at
Tanya
you.
Vander.
Disney's no longer the owner of the Anaheim Ducks, so unfortunately, the Mighty Ducks animated series is no more. But I gotta ask, because you had so many specifics from the show. I loved this show growing up. Did you actually watch it?
I love that show. It's on
Okay,
Disney
great.
Plus, dude.
Do you remember the first face-off?
I do know. It's do I remember the first Face Off? What?
It was like 3 episodes, but then they turned it into a TV movie, so they kind of like chopped it up.
So are you
It was
talking
like a
about
series
Face Off
finale or
the
something.
movie?
No, the Mighty
Yeah,
Ducks
with Nicolas
Face
Cage.
Off.
With
John
Nicolas
Travolta.
Cage and John Travolta.
Are you talking about,
Mighty
talking about the
Ducks
pilot?
Face Off.
They call it. I
Oh,
is it
vaguely
a
remember
pilot?
them doing like a TV movie for the.
The
yeah.
live action Mighty Ducks movies.
No, it's animated.
No, he's talking about the first 2 episodes, first 3 episodes of the
Yeah.
animated series.
Did you just quickly Google it or?
Yeah, I
I probably did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I knew, but I remember this though specifically.
He's very specific about it. Yeah, he did.
I never like. Okay, this is. I know we're talking about real quick aside. I never had cable growing up, and when I got to go to somebody's place that had cable, or to my grandparents or whatever, and got to watch Disney Channel Mighty Ducks. Oh my god!
That
Oh
show
my God, I was in heaven.
so freaking cool.
I
It was
remember
like-
having to
always
hunt down
wanted
Disney
that
as a
gold.
kid.
Always wanted that gold like hockey mask.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yes, right?
man. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dude.
I love this pitch. I know it's not quite on the NHL brand, but I love this pitch.
I mean,
It
I love
almost-
the pitch too. I just wish we would pitch it.
I mean, I think there was hockey mentioned in this pitch. So like,
I mean, that's more than yours, right?
I said hockey at all 3 of my pitches.
You said it doesn't mean it make it happen.
All
But it
3 of my
just
pitches
follows,
are
it
based
follows
around
a lot
hockey.
of like the whole like a franchise will make a cartoon based on like the sport, officially branded by the sport, to get interest in the sport and sell toys.
It did, yes, but there's not like it's not hockey. It's very loosely hockey based.
I'm pretty sure that the Mighty Ducks play hockey in the Mighty Ducks.
They
so,
were the
do?
official
like very
Mighty
clearly
Ducks
hockey.
team, but also
Oh, yeah.
superheroes
They
who had
was-
hockey themed equipment.
Yeah,
Such
They're,
a
they're
cool
like the
show.
Mighty Ducks like cartoon. It's like the mask, and then it's got like 2 hockey sticks. They're like, this is hockey.
all right, Chris. Just what are the 3 titles for your attractions?
I got the Clapper,
Right.
Hat Trick, a trick show on ice, and the Mighty Ducks animated series Target Practice.
2 for 3. So at least your first 2 were on theme. Great. It's now come time to the awards, but before we do that, Spencer, just remind me again what those 3 categories he's going to be judging on are.
Oh, I'm ready for this one
Oh
today.
boy.
So it's creativity, which is, for lack of a better term, something that is creative. Practicality, which is something that could be put up in a theme park pretty conveniently soon, within a year. And then guest favorite, which, Ezra, these are things that Toronto, your Maple Leaf, Steve, your Stamkos, or Colorado, your Avalanche. Anything goes here. Whatever floats your boat here.
I will say this week.
I don't think those were as good.
They
Or
they
it slaps your shot, whatever you want.
See that?
You
Do
just say
ices your
it-
puck?
It hockey's your stick.
No, that's not good.
Yeah,
It's not good. I think you missed opportunities.
Stick's your hockey.
Anyways, let's recap our titles in order. So I had Slapshot, my roller coaster.
Wait. Zamboni's your rink.
That's
Gets you
a good
clean.
one.
That'd be nice.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, if I knew all
I had
about hockey.
Slapshot, the roller coaster, Take the Ice, my trackless ride, and NHL, my National Hot Dog League.
I had the Philadelphia Flyer, inspired by the Philadelphia Flyers.
Nope,
Seattle
just the title.
Kraken, Underwater Escape, inspired by Seattle Kraken. And Avalanche, inspired by Colorado Avalanche.
None of your titles had that inspired by. Chris, what are your 3 titles?
I've got the Clapper, Hat Trick, a trick show on ice, and the Mighty Ducks animated series Target Practice.
Great. Well, Ezra, there you have it. Those are the 9 attractions to choose from.
Yeah.
I'd like to say they were all NHL themed. They are not.
They are. They are. though.
No. So we're gonna start with creativity. Bronze. We'll do bronze, silver, and then gold. So bronze for creativity. Who are you
Yeah.
giving it to?
Oh man, I mean, for bronze, I'm gonna go with. I know it wasn't quite on theme, but the Avalanche, the ride sounds really fun, and I am gonna go for creativity. I'm gonna give that bronze, and I think what you should do to get it on brand NHL brand is add the Avalanche's old Yeti logo. This is really, they used to have a Yeti for a mascot. Now it's just a dog, but it used to be a Yeti. Have the Yeti in the Avalanche somehow, and then you're back on brand.
Great, I love it.
Are you on brand or are you making Everest?
All
right. Silver. You're silver for creativity.
My silver for creativity, I am gonna give to Hat Trick, the on ice trick show. I think that's such a cool idea. The NHL should legitimately have that. That is great. I'd love to see that. I'd love to go just like take a big bite of a turkey leg while watching some hockey players.
I agree.
Some tricks. That'd be really fun.
And that leaves us gold for creativity.
Gold for creativity, I gotta go with Take the Ice. That's so cool to experience being the puck during a game. That it sounds like it's going to be really difficult to make. So, but as far as the creativity side of it,
so not practical,
but creatively, I'm so into that.
The technology all exists. The technology all exists.
I also love the concept of like, you said there were multiple people per car, right?
Yes.
And it's 5-on-5 plus the puck. So you've got like 20 people experiencing this thing at the same time from different perspectives. Really cool. It's really cool.
Yep. Great. Then that brings us to practicality. The bronze for practicality.
I mean, I feel like the cop out here is to just give all three to Spencer because all of those probably already exist and just need to be repainted somewhere.
I'll take it.
Oh no!
But
you can if you want. I will take it for sure.
But I'm gonna give you a bronze, Spencer. I'm gonna give it to the Philadelphia Flyer because that seems like the easiest of the three to make.
It's pretty practical. That's
pretty practical. Pretty practical. Yeah, absolutely.
The silver.
The silver, I'm gonna go with Slapshot. I think that seems like it's right there. Well,
Slapshot does already exist as X2 at Magic Mountain.
So yeah, in a way,
it's same style roller coaster.
Gotcha. So it's a lot like with Spencer's, where you really are just reskinning a ride that exists, but in a way that was way more on brand than Spencer's.
Excuse me, the Philadelphia Flyers is the name of a hockey team. Can't get any more on brand than that.
Yeah.
And then the gold for practicality.
The gold is the clapper because the clapper is a Gravitron is super simple, right? That's easy to make, but then you're easily adding just a little bit to make it a true hockey experience with the LED screens and everything. So I really I'm into that one.
Yes. You know, I'm not going to disagree with you. I still think hot dogs are very practical, but
I do too. That's what my cause was. I almost was like, ooh, instead of Slapshot, I should go to the hot dog one because that's. Yeah, but
either way, it's silver. We'll say silver
goes
to my
Small
Slapshot
Johnson.
for a
That's
hot
where
dog.
you went wrong. The Small Johnson's a little less practical.
Small Johnson, yeah.
That brings us to our guest favorite. Bronze for guest favorite.
I'm also gonna give this to Avalanche. I wanted to give the Kraken an award because I am from Seattle. I grew up in Wisconsin and I was in Seattle for a long time. Whatever.
You can still give it an award.
Yeah.
Well.
But Avalanche, they're my squad, and the ski themed ride seems really cool. So I am going to go with that one over Kraken. I think it'll be a more fun ride, so it'll get my vote between.
All right. Silver for guest favorite.
This was going to be gold right up until the last minute, and now
Seattle
it's silver.
Kraken.
National Hot Dog Wee Restaurant. That's getting the silver. That's getting the silver.
Right.
It was going to be gold. I love that. I mean, get any hot dog you want from any of the regions that hockey is played. Great idea. But then our gold medal winner, the Mighty Ducks animated series Target Adventure. I mean, you won me over just by mentioning the Mighty Ducks animated series. But then when I asked you if you actually watched it, I was like, okay, I'm in.
My dude.
I mean, I also watched it. Does that count for anything?
No. Because you didn't use it in your pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been very easily.
That's true.
Well, yeah,
but I also
There's
have
the awards.
Another pitch.
I gotta hear what the
St.
St.
Louis
Louis
Blues.
Oh,
St.
right,
Louis
right,
Blues
right,
thing
right,
is.
Okay, here we go.
So this is the St. Louis Blues Brothers.
Yes, I love the Blues Brothers.
Oh boy!
Oh, I should have pitched this then.
You should have pitched this.
It's It's a musical jamboree featuring Zydeco blues and Cajun music, featuring songs of Missouri, Louisiana, and the South, mixed with the story of the Blues Brothers as they learn how to play hockey.
That's brilliant. That would have won.
At least you had hockey in that one. That's the only pitch you had hockey in, and you threw it out.
I was following
said
his
puck in another
description,
one.
and I'm like, when is hockey coming in? And it didn't come in until the very last word.
But it doesn't matter. That's the only pitch he had that actually had
That's
hockey
false.
in it, and that's the one he threw out.
That's false. I said puck. I said puck in the first one. I had the title of a hockey team in the second one. And the third one, I changed that pitch last minute because Ezra said he was a fan of the Colorado Avalanche, so I wrote that during the intro. That pitch. That's why I asked about
That's
the
too
St.
bad
Louis
because
Blues.
St. Louis Blues Brothers would have won every category.
It's always the one you throw out that I'm like,
I know, and I thought it was so dumb, and I was like, "There's
It
no
is
way."
dumb, but I
But
love
my
the Blues
dumbest
Brothers.
ones always seem to be the winners of everything. I will
Blues
never
Brothers,
forget my
yeah.
Lord of the Rings attraction.
You gotta trust yourself.
I first started dating the woman I'm dating right now, and I showed her that movie, and she's like, "I don't know why you love this," and I'm like,
I love that movie.
because the music. It should have been a deal breaker, but I like her, so it's all right.
I
Well,
love that
before
movie.
we go, Ezra, thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything that you'd like to say or plug before we close out the podcast?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys. This was so fun. I am at Ezra Prater on Instagram because at Ezra Prater was taken. That's what I am on Twitter and TikTok. EzraPrater.com has all my sketches and stuff. And I was just in the Charlie Puth Light Switch music video, if you know that guy. That was a wild ride to get to be in that, but it was really cool. And then I do a show called The Daily Misinformer at Daily Misinformer on TikTok and dailymisinformer.com for the podcast. It's on all the podcast apps, but that's the easiest way to find the links.
Excellent. And we'll put all the links down below in our lovely description for everybody to be able to easily access and check out. Thank you again so much for being here.
yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
I know we promised you NHL themed rides. We didn't quite deliver. Not all of us.
We sure did deliver 100%.
We're
Did
gonna
our best.
we're gonna be
You have to
having
think
a talk.
outside the box sometimes.
We're gonna be having a talk after this episode.
You remember that one time when
serious
we
note.
did 80s music and I won with a 90s attraction?
Thank you so much for being here. With that said, I'm Brad.
I'm Spencer.
And I will be Chris.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy the episode you just watched? Feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And if you have an interpretation of an idea based on the theme of the week, feel free to tag us on social media with hashtag Theoretical Thrills, and we may feature your ride attraction on the show.
Theoretical thrills, the theory of the thrill.